Hello, my name is Baron Mallory. I am an FCCA member based in Switzerland, where I've lived for the past 9 years. I started my career in accounting and finance in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where I worked for an oil and gas company for 2 years. I then felt the need to get technical accounting knowledge and joined one of the Big Four in Geneva, which is what brought me to Switzerland. And that's where I finalized my ACCA qualification. I then joined a firm where I worked in corporate finance for a few years, and for the past 2 years I've worked in the finance department of a biotech company. I chose to pursue a career in finance because I really enjoyed mathematics and economics growing up. However, finding an applied version of using mathematics and economics day to day is very difficult. However, finance and accounting is, I would say, the best reflection of that. So you really use mathematics and economics, more microeconomics from a day-to-day perspective. However, I had the opportunity to work during my studies in the summer holidays, and so I was exposed to what a career in finance would entail. When I was doing my studies, I always knew that having an accounting qualification would fortify both my knowledge, but also just kind of that expertise that you have and you're recognized as an employee. When I was in Malaysia, the ACCA was the only qualification available, and so I thought it would be a good kind of companionship to start while I was working. I started my ACCA journey there, but I'm very proud, and if I look back, I wouldn't change anything. I'm very glad I picked the ACCA to pursue. My biggest challenge during the ACCA journey was probably the studying and the completion of the exams. So I chose to do my ACCA journey while working full-time, which meant that I would come home around 6 or 7 p.m. and then I'd have 2 or 3 hours studying during a workday, and my weekends were fully dedicated to studying. So that was probably, in terms of a motivation perspective, quite difficult and challenging. It meant that your time to socialize, to travel, to exercise is of course limited, but if I had to turn it to a positive aspect, you learn to manage your time very effectively. I overcame the challenges of, let's say, motivation, determination to finish these exams. From a pragmatic perspective, I had some little tips and tricks up my sleeve. So for me, taking breaks in between studying helps a lot. So I'm not someone that can sit down for 10 hours and study. You know, every hour, every few hours, I would try to get up, either exercise. I play the piano, so I would take a piano break for a little bit. And I think it's important to just make sure that you're not, stuck to your desk for hours. And after I passed an exam, I would buy myself a small gift as a little incentive. ACCA has helped my career so far from a foundational perspective. It's completely fortified my accounting knowledge. I do a lot more FP&A currently, so forecasting, planning, but you still need the foundations of accounting for that. So when I face a difficult applied accounting principle, I'm always able to kind of go back to the foundations and understand and apply that to my day-to-day. And knowing that I have that strong accounting expertise also gives me confidence to perform in the future. I think the ACCA qualification can only fortify yourself as a person and also your career basis. It teaches you to think outside the box. It's not a memorization-based curriculum. It's really applied knowledge. And so again, whether you work in IFRS or US GAAP or a different form of accounting principle, because it teaches you how to think and how to think outside the box, or I should say how to think within difficult accounting situations, I think it's relevant for anyone, wherever they're working. It's also mathematics based as well, so language doesn't become a hurdle for those, especially in Switzerland, and it's a highly recognized qualification in Switzerland. So I think it can only benefit you as a finance professional. The one single advice that I would give to ACCA students that are either contemplating on registering or on the midst of registering, taking 1 or 2 exams, but not sure if they want to turn around, I think this kind of strong accounting knowledge can only come to your strength. Having an ACCA qualification will always come to your advantage against other candidates when it comes to looking for jobs, but also again just the way that you think, you learn to break down a complex topic into smaller topics will also always come to your advantage. And I think also at the time, so it took me with the PER, so the experience aspect of the ACCA, it took me 3 years to complete. And I think motivation is a difficult part. You sometimes kind of lose hope, you're not sure if you want to pursue it, but I think hard work and that kind of knowledge always pays off, and it will always come reward you in the end. So it's something to have.